This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a wrestling news update. There's a good amount of news today. Apparently, there's strong indications that New Orleans is going to host WrestleMania next year in 2026, and Indianapolis is going to get it the year after in 2027. There have been rumors that it may be going to London, England, but the mayor of London, through a spokesperson, Mayor Khan, told the Daily Star that it remains to be determined if WrestleMania will ever come to the UK. Apparently, it was an angle for anyone that was paying attention to the Corey Graves WWE angle. They were making it seem like he quit. It was just an angle. One interesting thing that we're going to see on the next Saturday night's main event in San Antonio, Texas, is Jesse Ventura and Hulk Hogan are both going to be at the event. Are WWE going to be able to pay those guys enough to make them hug for the cameras? I would suspect yes. Jesse has gone back on a lot of stuff that he said in the past in recent years. I would think he definitely would. Apparently, NXT or WWE Netflix numbers have been down since Raw's debut on the platform, but that's normal. They are now up to 320 million subscribers and are raising prices. One of the main issues I had with the Raw on Netflix was that you were getting advertisements. Why would I watch it again on Netflix if I have to watch ads? The whole reason I have Netflix, which I can't, there is some good content on there, but I think they need more content. I know they've added NFL and stuff, but I'd like to see more 80s and 90s movies, for instance. They don't have that big a selection for someone of my taste. And I'd like to see more old school wrestling documentaries and stuff on there too, for my taste. I don't know what I think of them boosting up prices, but for me, it's better to just watch the highlights on YouTube where I pay a premium to not have to watch the ads, and I don't have to sit through the many down parts that are on a 3-hour show. Apparently, TNA is coming. Like, this is another indication of the. It's now announced a multi-year WWE partnership with TNA, where it seems like they're basically becoming another division of WWE's development system. TNA next month is doing a set of tapings at Full Sail University in Florida, where NXT was at its most popular doing tapings. As far as AEW, some news came out today that apparently Ricky Starks, who hasn't been used since March 2024, almost a full year by AEW, he had a falling out that has never been reported and might never be been talked about, but he asked for his release and it has not been granted. He's still being paid, just like Miro and others are still being paid for doing nothing. Will Ricky Starks and Miro be anything significant in WWE when their contracts do expire? Who knows? But at least they're getting a lot of people's dream right now to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to do absolutely nothing. And here's another interesting thing. AEW just announced a bunch of events through the spring. There has not been an AEW event in Canada since last July. They had 8 events in Canada last year. They false advertised people for every single event. They false advertised key stars for every single Canadian event that they had. So I don't think, I mean, obviously it can't be doing that well in Canada if it's now like that's a major market for wrestling, and there hasn't been a show there since last July and nothing in the future, where you'd think they'd at least go to like Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, which are the key cities, or not Edmonton. Edmonton's a good city for wrestling. I'm sure they'll do the Owen Hart Cup in Calgary again, but Winnipeg, considering Don Callis, Omega, and Jericho are all from Winnipeg, did not have a good crowd the last time they came to Winnipeg. This is interesting. Ric Flair doing an appearance at an independent wrestling event that I'm going to be on May 3rd at the ECW Arena. There's an autograph session before the show. It's for TWA's One and Done Tri-State Wrestling Alliance One and Done show. They're using an older picture of me, but I'm at the top there next to the Rock and Roll Express. Tessa Blanchard is also going to be on the event. Shane Douglas, Tommy Wildfire Rich. I mean, that's a hell of a card. And Ric Flair, I understand, is going to have something on the show too. If you go to the 2300 Arena website, you can get tickets for that. And that's going to be my first match in the ECW Arena, taking on Super Crazy.